Hey everybody, welcome back. I may have lied during the last co-stream. I was a little confused about the schedule, so surprise, surprise, we are here with another co-stream. As you know, if you've been following along, or maybe you didn't get to tune into the stream yesterday, we are here in the FACEIT Open Division Playoffs. It is a Season 8 of FACEIT League, and we're covering Xzile Esports here. We got a win in the last round, round 1 of the upper bracket. It was due to a forfeit, Team Passion not able to field the 5 players that were needed, so we did take the win by default there. So as we head into round 2, we are going to be up against the Deadlock Rebels. So excited to see this team in action. There's some familiar names for me here, and I think maybe you guys as well, if you've been around the, the T4 scene a little bit. Deadlock Rebels coming in as the 12th seed here. So we're getting ready to head into the lobby here. Gonna send y'all a reminder about the players here on the Xzile roster. We have Scuba Steve and Victory on DPS. Darkstar as our tank. Drew and Theory going to be the back line here. And we do know where we're going for map number 1. This was the map selection of Xzile. And Xzile has opted to take us over to Lijiang Tower as always. And we do have the hero bands that have come through as well. So big props to our coach, Coach Puddles, doing some scouting on the Deadlock Rebels. They have banned out, Xzile had the first ban here. Xzile has banned out the Reaper for Lijiang Tower. And in response here, it is the Diva ban that's going to be coming out for the side of the Deadlock Rebels. So obviously Darkstar is a very talented Diva here, but he's got lots of other tanks in the pool as well. Ready to head into things here. We'll throw it into the game. I'll get the sides swapped. I know that they're not quite right just yet. We'll update that. Round 1. All right. Let's head into it! Alright, it's going to be the Jetpack Cat and the Bastion from the side of Xzile. On the other side of things, it's going to be the more classic Lucio Kiriko composition here for the Deadlock Rebels. It's going to be the Rebels getting themselves set up on the point. First here, Snoops is going to take Steve out of the sky as well. So right now, Xzile need to try and find a trade here quickly. Quite been able to find it. Darkstar's gonna take down Goku. There's the trade that they were looking for. Rachel's gonna get back into this fight very quickly though, so if Xzile want to capitalize on being even in this fight, they're gonna have to move pretty quick themselves. It's gonna be Scuba back into the fight, back into the air on that Bastion with that Jetpack Cat. The rock connects onto Darkstar there. Xzile trying to get control of some angles here. Gleedy is going to end up falling from that nade of Scuba Steve. Snoop's falling very, very low as well. And some kills coming through for Xzile here. But it is the Rebels still in control of this point. Ooh, parting rock there from Shop. Not going to connect on to Steve. Steve, unfortunately, going to be dropped off the side of the map there. That's a 2-star Uber driver right there. Alright. Just kidding, Theory. Victory has the Pulse Bomb ready to go. Snoops is gonna make the swap over on to the Soldier 76 here. A little bit more mobility on the side angles, and gonna have that health pack as well. Ooh, Pulse Bomb stick from Victory connects on to Snoops though. Already the Rebels are down 1 in the fight here. They're gonna look to just sustain that legs. We'll get into the fight quickly, but it's another stagger kill coming through here as Xzile extending their lead, or gaining the lead here on Night Market. It's going to be a lot of ults coming online for the side of Xzile, but Rebels are building up some important ones as well. This Gravitic Flux could catch probably just one of these members out here from the side of Xzile. Like Suzu there, going to keep Shop from being up or down rooted. And actually the flip comes through here for Rebels. That is massive for them to be in control. Yeah, Darkstar gets caught out there. There is a Kitsune rush on the point. Shop is looking for it. Connects on to 2. Oh, gets a lot of damage from that Bastion. But Steve is not able to finish off the kill. Goku on cleanup duty here for the Rebels. Find themselves a little 3K there. And now, back and forth here. It is going to be The Rebels back in control here. More, thank you so much for the raid as well. Chat, thank you all so much for being here. I am on a 120-second delay that is required by the FACEIT League, so probably not going to be able to interact with chat as much as I'd really like to, but I'm super pleased that you guys are all here supporting FACEIT Open Division. Alright, Kitsune Rush to start here from Glebe, and Darkstar's going to eat a lot of damage because of that. No tank here. And no Kiriko either. Yeah, it's a disengage here for Xzile, and now Rebels in a very good spot here. One more fight, win, and it's gonna have to be Theory with the touch here. We'll be able to trigger the overtime, but now it's the Visor here. Attack Visor, zoning off the Bastion and the Cat. Oh, the Catnap! He's gonna catch Theory out, and can't quite finish off that kill. Overtime, though, so Xzile have to stay on the point now. Everybody's very, very low. Solera's found a kill onto Scuba Steve. So Lucio, very, very dangerous here on Lijiang Tower. And now it's just Drew and Victory on the point here. Overtime is gone, and that is going to be the first point. Going the way of the Deadlock Rebels here.
Score 1-0.
Reminder as well, these matches are best of 5, so it's going to be first to 3 that's going to get to move on in the upper bracket. And of course, since we are in the upper bracket, that means that the losing team will drop down to that lower bracket. They won't be out of the playoffs just yet. Alright, we head to Control Center next. Comp swap here for the side of Xzile. Off of the Jetpack Cat Bastion there, looking to match this Lucio Kiriko backline. Some honest Overwatch. Just kidding. I actually really do enjoy getting to watch some Jetpack Cat Bastion. It's entertaining. Darkstar on this Ram is going to look to have a lot more frontline presence against that Sigma. Still a lot of flankers between that Soldier and the Tracer here, so a lot of map control potential here. Theory's gonna fall early here, and I mean, Shop is just not concerned about this Ramatra at all. Solera will find that final elim. Scuba Steve goes for the reset. That's gonna be the first percentage going over to the Deadlock Rebels here. They're gonna get themselves set up. Xzile looking to find an opening to get in through this choke point. We'll see Victory and Theory are going to rotate towards this server side. Goku falling very, very low here by Pace. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of ground being made by Xzile as I say that. Okay, they have found their way through the choke point. The longer this fight goes on, the better it is going to be for the Rebels, though. They are still in control of this point. Nice Rock connects onto Darkstar. Suzu forced out from Drew. Chomp nearly has this Gravitic Flux ready to go. Trying to build up to it. Solera has fallen here, so the Lucio out of the mix. Darkstar is going to be caught up in that Flux. Not going to be able to stay alive through it. Oh, it's a rock onto the Kiriko as well. Chomp really opening things up here for the Rebels. It's gonna have to be a disengage here from Xzile. Just the Flux committed in there from the Rebels, so they're gonna have pretty much everything else to work with. Xzile, though, going to have the rush to match Glebe, and this override protocol as well. Alright, it's a rush Visor here. Snoops has the damage boost of cooldown, or perk as well. Doesn't find any limbs from it, though. Great disengage there from Xzile. Steve was not expecting that wraparound from Snoop. The point has not quite been capped up by Xzile. It is going to be the beat in from Solera. Connects onto 2. The rush from True across the point to try and help Xzile secure this. Annihilation going to be tossed in from Darkstar as well. Maybe taken down, so a lot of the healing is gone from the side of the Rebels, but they're still on the point. They have triggered the overtime. Victory's out of the fight now. It is going to be Xzile holding on here, but a very strong lead here in the percentage for the Rebels.
A vast improvement.
And they're looking at one more fight win for Rebels to pick up Lijiang Tower here. Notably, the map pick of Xzile. Beat ready to go from Theory, the only ult on the board right now, but Shop is going to get that Gravitic Flux online very quickly. We saw that go over onto Darkstar last time. Because it's a percentage-based ultimate, it's really nice to kind of target the tank with that. It's going to be the rotation through server rooms. There's that Gravitic Flux online. Beat in from Theory, connects onto 4 just in time. Darkstar does get lifted by that Gravitic Flux. Has that Nemesis form to stay alive as well, though, and really kind of just trying to shove this Rebels team into the server room. Another massive rock here. It is going to be Darkstar falling, and it is looking all blue in the kill feed here. And like we mentioned, only one more fight was needed here. The team kill to end things off on Lijiang Tower here. That is going to be the Deadlock Rebels picking up map number 1 in the series. Great showing from the Rebels, and noted as we came into this series that the Rebels play kind of their own style here, right? We've been seeing a lot of teams running that Jetpack Cat Bastion comp, but the Rebels opting more for these Sigma compositions. And the Soldier as well, we don't get to see a whole lot. I know Snoops from previous teams, pretty strong hit scan player. So nice to see a little bit of variety here, but of course, I'm a little biased. I'd love to see Xzile come back into things here. I think that they have the ability to. They are going to have the ability to pick the map, so that is going to be very important here as they decide how they want to run things, and they will have the first ban to work with as well. So we're going to update Lijiang Tower here. We're going to update the score here. Rebels up 1-0. We will see where we're going for map number 2. They can pick any mode they want as well, notably. And then it is from the Season 8 FACEIT map pool. Alright. We know where we're going to go. It is going to be an escort map here. We're going to head over to Rialto for map number 2. Oh, 5-0. Haha, just kidding. Wow. That's not right. Here we go. Let's update that to 2-0. I just kept pressing up, up, up. You know, back in my day, control maps used to be first to 3, not a first to 2. So you'd play the same submap multiple times sometimes. But that was way back in Overwatch 1. Oh, the good old days. Actually, not the good old days. That was way too long. Even for a quick play match, you would do all of those. So, alright, we know what we're going to have banned here for Rialto as well. So, like I mentioned, it is Xzile that gets to have that first ban, and Xzile are going to go for that Sigma ban. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially on Rialto, where you can have some really, really strong poke compositions coming into effect, and we saw a pretty impressive Sigma from Shop as well. So, have to anticipate that that was going to get targeted out at some point. On the other side of things, it is going to be the Jetpack Hat that's banned out here. So, I'd say a pretty good read from the Rebels about what Xzile is looking to run. So I'm going to update these bans here, and then we'll head into Rialto. It is going to be the Rebels on the defense first, so they're going to be on that blue team, the Sigma ban and the Jetpack Cat ban. All right. So, since it will be the Rebels on the defense, that means we can at least trust the composition that they're rolling out with. So Shop is going to swap over on to the Ramantra in lieu of that Sigma ban. Looks like they're going to have Solera over on the Iari as well. We haven't seen Iari get a little bit more playtime recently. It's been really fun to see the meta kind of get shaken up a little bit, especially when it comes to those support lines. Like I mentioned, I kind of enjoy seeing the Jetpack Cat. I get a lot of laughs from it. But I also just, it's been Lucio Kiriko for so long that it's refreshing to get to see some viability in some other heroes in that support line. Alright, on the attack here, it is going to be Darkstar over on the Domina. Very strong hero for him. They're going to be having victory over on the Genji as well, so off of that Tracer, and then Drew on the Ana opens up the door for some potential Nano Blade combos here for Xzile. Now Darkstar is going to have to play very careful. There is a lot of damage coming his way. Well, losing your tank here. Xzile have unfortunately got Theory in a very awkward spot as well. Is going to be the headshot there. Snoops over on the Sojourn. I'd say probably a signature hero for him. It's going to be a regroup here from Xzile. They need to get themselves set up with a couple of angles here to work with. Be a lot of frontline damage onto Darkstar on that Domina, courtesy of Champ, but also on Snoops on this high ground. You don't really have anybody to get onto that high ground except for Victory, and Victory is going to make his presence known. Taking out the Sojourn here, creating a little bit more space for Steve to work with. Steve Dark connects, Anti-Nade follows through here. Steve does end up falling, but the numbers advantage still is in the favor of Xzile, especially with Champ out of the mix here. Finally, some progress being made on the point. Drew does have the Nano ready to go. Victory not gonna have the Blade, so we might see that Nano just get committed onto Darkstar here. Should be able to help build up to the Panopticon. Goku. Duplicates ready to go here. Ooh, trying to take down Theory here. The focusing beam not quite going to connect. It actually does end up going for the duplicate onto the Iari. Ooh, nice sleep dart, and there's the Nano as well to follow through. It is going to be Darkstar making a rotation up towards the high ground. Trying to clear out Solaire on this Iari. Manages to do just that. Rest of the team staying alive and well on the point here, and he has built up to this Panopticon. Big anti-nade, and it is going to be a bigger Panopticon here. Connects on to 3. Snoops does manage to get that crystal broken, but that will be the point capped up here by the Xzile team. They're going to push their way onto this high ground. Ooh, the Kitsune Rush. Committed there from Glebe. Actually, I don't know if I saw that. Maybe Glebe made a swap. But regardless, it is going to be 2 ults coming online here for Deadlock to work with for this first fight on second point. Scuba Steve does have this override protocol to work with. You can see him staging maybe towards the right side here. Hello, Kiriko. Big damage onto Glebe. They'll manage to get out, though. Looking to go over the top. There's the override protocol. Ooh, okay. Taking some shots at the Echo, and he's going to connect. Is a hit scan for you. Not quite find anything else, but the DPS are already out of the fight here, and ooh, it's gonna be Scuba Steve getting very, very aggressive, and he's gonna end up, unfortunately, blowing himself up. But the payload has been moving forward this entire time. Xzile is gonna be down 1 in this fight, though. There's the Blade in, looking to find the Echo, but not going to be able to connect on to the Goku in the sky there. And that will be a stabilization here on second point for the Rebels. They're going to be able to get themselves set up on this high ground as well. Pretty deadly, I think, for the side of Xzile to try and cross this bridge now. Snoops has this overclock ready to go. And the damage from Solaire on this Iari is really can't be understated. Snoops! Oh, overstays his welcome in the open a little too long there. It is going to be the Captive Sun ready to go from Theory. Aware that Goku is lurking around that corner. 5 ultimates ready to go here for the side of the Rebels. They just need to think about which one they want to use first. It's going to be the Captive Suns out from both sides. Solaire managing to pick up the health pack. She does. I think she connected on to maybe 1 there. Ooh, gonna find just the good old-fashioned primary fire. Good sleep from Drew on to that annihilation, but don't have Darkstar in the fight here. It is going to be tough to try and win this one out. Not able to keep Victory alive either, and now we're going to see a swap here. Darkstar over onto the Diva. Good ult economy here for the Rebels. They still have the duplicate to work with. And Snoop still has that overclock as well. Steve in a very bad spot here. Chomp also in a rough position, but is going to have the healing there to support. It's just going to be the Nano online for the side of Xzile. I expect we see that go over on to Darkstar on this D.Va. Scuba Steve is also off that Emre. Over onto the Cassidy now. A little bit more consistent damage. There's the Kitsune rush out. Xzile need to disengage here. It is going to be Victory falling first, though. The deflect gone from the hands of that Genji. Xzile going to be pushed back even further now. Snoops has the overclock. Not quite able to get up to that high ground. Did end up going for that slide perk, so you don't have quite as high of a reach anymore, but you do get 2 charges. Gleeby taken down here. That's a big opening for Xzile. That's a big chunk of healing now gone. There is the Nano over onto the D.Va. Darkstar straight for that back line, looking to take down Solaire. She stays alive for a little bit. And it's going to be Annihilation from Goku on the point. Oh, it finds Drew. So that is the Ana down. That is also a lot of healing for the side of Xzile. But now 4 ultimates ready to go. We're going into overtime here. Xzile need to keep somebody on the point. The bomb going to be used just for the remake, most likely. Steve. The Deadeye gets caught out though. Fury is going to commit in this Captive Sun as well. Doesn't quite connect on anything though. Solaire's going to try her hand. It does connect onto the mech, but isn't going to be able to find a limb after that. No, it will not. And as scrappy as it was, Xzile seem to have been able to nearly pull this out. Fury with a couple of kills, and that will be a very stressful second point. But Exile's going to pick it up. He was deep. Back over onto the Sojourn here, actually. Chomp nearly had that Annihilation ready to go. It would have been maybe a different story here if they were able to get that online for that overtime fight. But now Exile's going to have to be worried about that for this fight. Because it's just going to be the Nano that Drew's trying to build up to. There's the Annihilation in. Drew doesn't have the Sleep Dart. Not going to be able to build up that Nano either. Right now, Theory, the only one that's going to be trying to keep this team healed up. And in a very unfortunate spot right now, is going to probably need Darkstar's help to try and get out of things here. But no, it's going to be a stagger kill here for Theory. Looks like Darkstar went in to try and help and ends up getting demacked. Had the bomb for the remake, so won't get staggered out here, but it's gonna be a rough fight here for Xzile, trying to fight into this Kitsune rush from Gleeby. Snoops is gonna get the overclock online. Everything kind of coming online here for the Rebels. Alright, they're gonna start off with that Kitsune rush. The Nano over onto Darkstar. The one ultimate that was ready to go immediately has been invested here. Victory ends up falling. Big anti-nade onto the D.Va, but somebody has to stay on the point. Darkstar has to do the 180. Try and find his way back to the point. There's the Annihilation from Goku, and that will be as far as the payload pushes into Rialto. It will be 2 points and 52 meters here for Xzile.
0-2. Switching sides.
Pretty solid push. You definitely would always love to be able to get that 3rd point cap, but I would say Rialto is a pretty tricky one to get a full cap on. That 3rd point, you can really dig in your heels, and I think especially where Rebels were looking to run this this Ramatra composition, yeah, the brawl goes pretty hard on 3rd point here, so not bad, but it is going to have to be a stellar defense here from the Xzile team. They really love to tie this series up. They don't want to have to put themselves in a situation where they're going to have to reverse sweep here. That would be very tough to come back from. Not impossible. It would be tough. Looks like they're going to be starting Darkstar on the Domina. Victory over on this Genji. Still keeping Drew on the Ana as well. I think that we can expect to see the Ana most times here on the Rialto map. Nice long sight lines. Alright, Steve's gonna show us some Freya as well. I don't think so, but we can, yes. This is worth it.
5, 4.
And Solaire just has all the friends. I see you, Solaire. Alright, it's the speed ring out, and then she'll swap back over on to the Yari here. The Winston here for Chomp as well. Oh, that focusing beam. Lot of damage onto Darkstar, and the follow-up is there as well. Oh, this is really unfortunate for Xzile. They are going to have to give a decent amount of space here. You really cannot get staggered out. Victory's going to have to be very, very careful on this Genji. Oh, manages to get away. No, the focusing beam of Goku just has been so deadly for this Xzile team. Fury's gonna end up falling as well, so this is just free card progress here for the side of the Rebels. Steve does take out Snoops here, and yeah, Theory's gonna make the swap off of the Kiriko over onto the Yari here. I think the consistent damage will really help with Chomp on this Winston. Look how much damage Steve is doing. But you don't have the Kiriko. That anti-nade is going to hurt extra. It goes both ways, of course, though. It is very, very low health bars here for Xzile, though. So they are going to have to play very, very safe. There's still 3 members alive here for the Rebels. They're looking to back up a little bit here. Do not think Snoops will get out. No. Maybe back to the spawn for him. A nice late kill here for Steve as well. Really locking in on this Freya. Has that Bola ready to go. The first ult on the board by far here. Snoops is going to make the swap over onto the Cassidy. So this will help with that Freya a little bit. Oh no. Chomp. I am so sorry. I got that. Hey. It's good for Xzile, though. They're, more time for them. They're building up to this nano as well. Solaire's gonna have, actually both these support ults for the side of, Rebels are coming online. We have to expect that nano is going over onto Chomp. You can see they're positioning for it. There it is. Nano in, looking to connect onto Steve here. The right clicks, not quite finding it, but is looking to chase down Drew on this Ana. The sleep dart, oh, just a millisecond, and they would have been shot back into the drink once again, but no, it will be the Winston getting back on to the point here. A lot of damage being done here by this cast on the flank, and Panopticon connects, but it's not going to be the follow-up here. It's going to be first point capped up by the Rebels, and they are going to barrel forward. Trying to find a late kill onto Theory here. Theory will have the support of the rest of his team, though. Not get staggered out there, and now Darkstar over on to the Diva off of that Domina. I think second point, especially where there's all this high ground we need to be worried about, I think it makes sense for this Diva swap. And of course, you can do a lot of damage on to a Winston. There it is. Comboed with Steve there. Steve essentially ended up falling, so a trade coming through here. Solaire has the Captive Sun. She's looking for Theory. She does connect. Will manage to take down the opposing Iari there, but the rest of the Rebels, well, they look to maybe be backing off, but no, it's actually going to be 2 of them on the high ground here. They want to try and deny any of that poke damage from coming in from the bridge. It allows your supports to cross a lot easier. Unfortunately, Darkstar is going to take a whole lot of damage in that rotation here. Chomp with the Primal Rage. Kind of get too aggressive with it, though. They take down Darkstar, so Xzile need to back up now. They need to get some space. They had a good hold on that high ground, and they have ults to come back into things. Gotta watch out for this copy, though. Goku been going for the tank duplicates more often than not, and I think that having a Diva to pair with your Winston could be really nice. Or a double Winston's always nice as well. Here's the blade in from Victory. There's a Deadeye being held by Snoops, though. It actually zones out pretty much the entire blade. Steve is going to trade out. Goku is gone, but Chomp is still alive and well. Darkstar's at a mech, so it's essentially like you're down a tank here for Xzile. Victory gets stomped on. There's no support for the side of the Rebels, though, so yeah, we can see a bit of a disengage coming through here. Theory is hanging out in Hotel, doing damage. And that'll be a stabilization here good time burned off the clock for Xzile. This is going to be a stressful fight for them. Darkstar's still out of the mech as well. Going to need to get that online very quickly, but you can see the Rebels are not giving anybody a shot here. LOS onto this Diva. Darkstar is still not in that mech. He needs to get that in soon. The Nano's ready to go. We'll probably see that go over. Yep, onto Shock once again. It is going to be an immediate dive on to the Ana. The Peel. Not quite enough to deal with a Nano Winston, and now Xzile are in a position where they really need to go for the backlight trade here. Darkstar does have the bomb to work with. Again, probably going to use this just for the remech. Withdrew out of the fight. You have to play a little bit safer here if you're Xzile. There's the anti-nade. Takes down Theory here. Bomb doesn't connect onto anything, but it will at least give Darkstar a fresh mech to work with. Goku very low. The payload has been slid into that checkpoint there. That's unfortunate for Xzile. Yeah, they have to just back up here. All right, third point. Time to dig your feet in. Xzile's gonna have DPS ults coming online, but they're gonna have a primal to deal with. The rally from Solaire as well. Victory is just having a hard time finding the value with the blades. There's just so much that can deny it. And unfortunately, Drew is, just getting bullied in a corner right now. A Constellation Pylon sent in. The Deadeye takes down Scuba Steve, and things are falling apart here for Xzile. Darkstar down, and that will be a team kill here once again. Deadlock Rebels will take a map. They're going to set themselves 2-0 in the series, and this is do or die now for Xzile. Well, not do or die. Do or go down to the lower bracket for Xzile. They don't want to have to fight their way through that lower bracket. I'll update the score here. I guess 3-2 for the Rebels. All right. Xzile will be in control of the map pick once again. We can't go back to control. We can't go back to escort, but they have everything else to work with here. And the Sigma ban not going to be on the table anymore. So they're going to have to pivot to something else. They do have that first ban, so that's important. Going to be flashpoint for map number 3. And we will be heading over to Suravasa here. There's going to be a ban coming through for Xzile as well. They're going to ban the Mauga here. Anticipating that could make an appearance here on Flashpoint specifically. I think Mauga has been getting a lot more playtime. I'm thinking about the Mauga is it feels a lot of the time like if you run into a Mauga, you kind of have to go for the Mauga mirror. All right, on the side of the Rebels, they're going to go for the Bastion ban here, so taking that Jetpack Cat Bastions off the table once again. We'll update that in our hero bans here. Just waiting to get everybody into the lobby. Bastion ban. Alright, Xzile. Gotta lock in here for Suravasa. It's gonna be tough because now Xzile have to pull a reverse sweep and they have to do 3 back-to-back map. Or, yeah, I guess it would be back-to-back map picks of the Rebels. Which is tough. Alright. Think we're ready to head in? It is? Oh, you know what's nice? Haven't had to swap sides a whole lot. I will appreciate that. Alright, let's head into things here. Suravasa, potentially our final map of the night. And just a little note here is if Xzile get knocked into that lower bracket, I'm going to take a look here to see if there's somebody waiting there, or if that would still be, if there's matches that are ongoing. I know the schedule gets a little kind of confusing. I'm just going to take a peek. Lower bracket. No, matches are ongoing, so we wouldn't know.
5, 4,
We wouldn't know yet. It would either be Team Speedy or Big Steppers. I'll keep an eye on it though. I can update us if we find out. Same with the upper bracket as well, of course. All right, Hazard on the board here for Darkstar. Chop over on that Winston. It is going to be the on a break backline here for Rebels. Not super common on Saravasa. But it is going to make Victory's job pretty tricky on this Tracer, because not only do you have another Tracer to deal with in Goku, but you're going to have to be worried about Xzile on that Brig. Goku's going to open first blood here on Saravasa. Scuba Steve ends up falling. Goku now on Victory duty, forcing the Tracer out. Xzile getting very split in this fight, and Darkstar ends up getting an anti-nade to the face here, so it's going to be disengaged. The Suzu out, the Kiri down. And that's going to be a reset here for Xzile. They're going to have to back up, wait for Drew to get back into the fight. Steve caught out on an angle here. And that is the percentage building here pretty rapidly on Flashpoint maps. So there, thinking about a sandwich. Alright, Xzile back into the marketplace here. Find an opening. They need a setup before they can really go engage hard. They need to make sure Victory is ready to go on to the target that Darkstar is looking for. Now just chunking down the Winston. Steve is so low on that Freya.
You take a lot of damage, huh?
We'll get some heals, but not enough. The focus fire, incredible here from the Rebels. And 90% here just does not look like Xzile's going to be able to get a recontest here on Market. Oh, Sleep Dart and Anti-Nade. And yeah, Darkstar is down. Steve is going to make the swap over on to the Sojourn here. His ult's coming online for both teams here. Nothing committed in that first point. Ooh. Recall just in time here for Victory. It is a nano on to Chomp here. Chasing down Drew. Nice right click there. It is going to be the downpour here from the Hazard. Darkstar connects on to 2. Forces out the rally, so they're going to be able to stay alive. A lot of heals coming through from that rally. And the space being committed by Chomp as well. It is going to be a headshot from Steve to finish off that Brigitte, but is it going to be enough here? Maybe not with the Primal Rage in the pocket of Chomp. Gonna need the overclock committed in from Snoops as well. And Darkstar is just getting batted around like a pinata here. Is going to end up falling, and that is going to be the first point going, or the first cap of the second point going over to the Rebels. Ults to go for the side of Xzile. Kitsune Rush could be massive. The fast dive in here. Chomp looking to find an opening pick, doesn't quite find it. Pulse Bomb connects onto Gleeby, and there's the Kitsune Rush onto the point. Xzile needs to clean this up pretty quickly. Don't want to allow too much percentage to build here. It'd be very hard to come back from that, and it is a team kill for them. They hold on to the beat for from Theory, and Steve will build up to the overclock here. This is going to be good next fight here for Xzile if they can just try not to commit both of these ults in, because it's a lot that was committed there in that first fight from the Rebels, so they're going to need a fight and a half, really, to build up to some of their ultimates. So this is a big opportunity here for Xzile. They need to not get caught out, though. Steve, unfortunately, not being able to find anything with that overclock there. Darkstar has built up to the downpour as well. There's the beat in, downpour in as well. Splits off the Brig and the Ana. Goku has this pulse bomb to work with here. Is still the point in control of Xzile. There's the recall out. Pulse bomb still ready to go. Goku just trying to live right now. 88% here, and it is a disengage. Ooh, not gonna get out completely though. Victory will find that kill onto the Winston, and that will be Xzile tying us up here on Surabasa.
Next, flashpoint, garden.
Garden going to be point number 2 here. Honestly, not too bad of a fight there. It was pretty long and extended. Xzile did use both of their ults, all 3 of the ults really, and oh, okay, they catch out Gleeby here. There's a little skirmish happening on the side, trying to take down the Brig as well. There's the pulse bomb in, the hazard. Not gonna be able to stay alive, but Victory coming in clutch for his team, and somehow, some way, Darkstar's still alive here. That spike guard from the hazard. Absolutely incredible work, and that means the Garden is going to go the way of Xzile to start here. Nice catch in the rotation there. I think especially if you're playing against this this Ana Brig comp where it's a lot slower, you need to be kind of finding the splits here when they're trying to make the rotation. That's where Ana's going to be the most vulnerable. There's the Nano in. Has this Primal to commit in as well if needed. Ooh, nice move there from Theory. It's going to be the Primal. Catches Drew, not able to get the TP online in time here. And Goku just doing such a great job following through on that damage that's coming through from his main tank. Rally on the point from Xzile is going to secure the flip here. Darkstar ends up falling, and that will be 51% here for the side of Xzile. Big to have the Kitsune Rush to work with, and Gleeby actually has made the swap over onto the Kiriko as well off of that Ana, so I do think that that was really needed here. We might see Xzile make a swap over as well, but we'll have to see. She has been doing a pretty good job kind of staying alive. Downpour in. Ooh, actually just gets eaten by the bubble, but there's folks on the other side of that bubble. Snoop very low, does commit that overclock in, won't end up finding it. That will be a quick re-engage here. Team kill for Xzile. Great downpour, great Kitsune Rush there. They will be able to pick up the lead here on Garden. Gonna be the overclock and the beat for them to work with, and yeah, Xzile is gonna make the swap over onto the Lucio. Goku has the pulse bomb to work with. It's gonna have to be the opener here for the side of the Rebels. Looking for it. Ooh, okay, Darkstar gonna shut down any ideas of that. Here's the overclock from Steve. Oh, I think that was the boof actually from Darkstar knocking Chomp back into a wall here. Overtime now, and that is going to be a second point here on Surabasa, picked up by Xzile. Setting themselves at a map point here as we head over onto Palace. Goku making a swap here off of that Tracer now. So this is actually going to open things up here for Victory a little bit. Of course, you can't deny the survivability still of the Lucio Kiriko composition. But not having a Brig to worry about and not having a Tracer to worry about as well. Going to be big here for Victory. Ends up getting walled off by his own tank, but they can find this Olim onto Goku. Nice beat here from Theory. There's the pulse bomb in. Goes a little wide. Goku does end up falling regardless, though. I think maybe a bit of chunk damage there. It is going to be the point open and captured here by Xzile. Steve on a tear on the Sojourn. Has Drew to back him up as well. It's a team kill here. Xzile gonna start building percentage on Palace. Alright, Kitsune Rush from both sides here. Chomp is gonna have that Primal Rage as well. I mean, the Primals have been pretty scary here, so you have to respect it if you're Xzile. Goes in aggressive. Has the Primal forced out fairly early here. It is going to be the TP over. Ooh, the downpour. Oh, tries to connect onto Chomp. Doesn't quite get it, though. It is going to be the Kitsune Rushes across the point here. Trades coming through from either support. No speed for the side. No beat for the side of Rebels. Very important here. Falling as well. There's not going to be any healers to keep the Rebels team alive in this fight. Nice fancy footwork here from Theory will keep him alive, and approaching a last fight territory here. It is going to be the beat ready to go for Xzile here. It's going to maybe be used as an entryway, or at least in the mid-fight. There's the beat in. She doesn't quite lose it. It was a little close there. going to be Goku trying to build up to this Blossom as well. Everybody playing fairly split here. The Pulse Bomb, I don't think it was a stick onto Snoops, but it is going to find Snoops. There is the Blossom ready to go. Goku looking for it. Goku finds the back line. There's no supports here. Steve has to come in clutch with his overclock. Gets stomped on by Chomp here. It is just Darkstar on the point, but 99% here. Exile can't afford to give this over. And I mean, hey, if you get an overclock out of the mix here, that is very much a win for that. So will be a disengage here. Exile just need to play patient. They can build up to this beat. They can build up to this downpour. And that's going to be a great way to get themselves onto this point. Goku is set up on an angle right now. You can see Victory trying to pressure him out. You gotta be so careful though. The Tracer. All right. There's the downpour. Connects onto Solaire. Theory's gonna follow up with a beat as well. It's good to connect onto all 5 members of Exile here. And Victory finding both the DPS here. And overtime will trickle away. That's gonna be Exile getting their first map win here. And potentially the start of a reverse sweep. We're gonna update the scoreline here. All right. Excellent stuff from the Exile team. Good adjustments. You know, it's like a little scrappy on the first sub point here on Market. But I think they really cleaned things up and started working together a lot better as we moved on through. All right, but this is really just the start of things here because, of course, yeah, now they're going to have to go into the map picks of the Deadlock Rebels. So it's going to be tough. We're gonna have, we won't be able to go to any of the map types we've already had. Oh, but okay, I'm gonna update right now because we already know where we're going. It is going to be a push map. So let me change things around because I just throw them into a random order here. But it will be a push map for map number 4. We're gonna be heading over to Runasapi. And it is going to be, oh, let me update the Saravasa here. There we go. It is going to be a Hazard van coming out for the side of the Deadlock Rebels. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Hazard was doing work there on Saravasa. Darkstar is such a talented tank. And I think Hazard definitely fits into his playstyle really, really well. Fast, aggressive. And yeah, once the team was able to really kind of hone in on that, looked really good on Saravasa. So we'll have to see them try and keep that tempo up as we head into Runasapi. It is going to be a Brig ban coming through for the side of Exile. A little target onto Solaire there. And we are going to have a side swap because they just wanted to make my life difficult. No, I'm just kidding. The click of a button. I suppose we can do it. Yes, it will be Exile on the blue team now. Just waiting for, I think it's Glebe to load in here into the lobby. Hey, Dex, welcome! Yes, the reverse sweep! I'm excited for this. Oh, and it's not... What? Hold up. I swear the map picked. I swear it was Runasapi, but it's saying Esperanza in the lobby. I think that this might be a bug. No? Oh, I'm just copium. I just want to see Runasapi, I guess. Okay, never mind. Esperanza it is. Regardless, it's still a push map. I was half right. Let's go support coming from the car, Midnight! Hello, welcome. Thank you so much. All right, let's check it out. Esperanza incoming. Lance says if we win this, I'm buying the pizza for all of you and paying for it. Lance, everybody lives in a different place. You know how many pizzas you'd have to buy? Appreciate the sentiment. Thank you, everyone, for tuning and supporting, not just Exile, of course. I mean, I'm cheering for Exile, but, just FACEIT Open in general. Yeah, excited to get to showcase the playoffs here. All right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, we are back on the Jetpack Cat Bastion. That is something to keep in mind for this map, and for map number 5, is that cat ban and the Bastion ban have already been used by the side of the Deadlock Rebels. It's gonna be Jetpack Cat Bastion to match though from their side. So I gotta mention that we didn't get to see that a whole lot from them, from my understanding, but we're gonna get to see it here now. It's gonna be the dogfight happening in the sky. It is going to be a little sky damage for victory here, as it's going to be Snoops falling first on that Bastion. All right, payload moving forward here. Chomp is on the Winston here, so see how that matches up against this Bastion. The nice thing about having the D.Va is that you can use that DM to really negate a good chunk of that damage that comes from the, you know, the Apache helicopter in the sky. Tracer duel happening. It is going to be Snoops finding the better Scuba Steve. This time, Chomp is so low, though. Drew, who ends up getting kind of pushed into a corner there. So this should be a fight win here for the side of the Rebels. It's just a little bit of cleanup here. A damage being done by Darkstar in this backline. Has the bomb. Not going to commit it. Is pretty far away from the fight now, and see, that is the trouble about playing the D.Va, is that, yeah, you can get staggered out so bad. Darkstar's gonna be looking for something. He's wandering over to the health pack here. Yeah, that's a very, very late kill here on a Darkstar. Lance says, I'm kidding, Rain. Just checking. Alright, lead gained by the Rebels. It's gonna have to be a disengage here. I think as soon as that Bastion form comes out, you have to really respect it. Even if you have that defense matrix to work with. Darkstar falling fairly low. Here's the nano from Snoops. Oh, looking to take down Steve once again. Yeah, uses that ult to try and gets him over that overhealth going, but not able to keep him alive. Now it's gonna be the turn of Snoop. That is gonna be, it should be a fight win here on the side of the Rebels. One slice per player, yeah. The $5 combo. Alright, ults to go for Xzile. Matter of finding an opening here. Bastion form out. Here's the nano over on to Steve. I mean, this is just what we see here from the Jetpack Cat Bastion. It's just a matter of who's gonna take nano online. The Jetpack Cat Bastion does always find a way. It's so true. All right, a chance here for Xzile to gain a little bit of progress on the bot. Forward spawn was gained, crucially here for Deadlock Rebels. I missed hearing that one, but that is big for them. Bastion gone from the side of Xzile. Snoops ends up falling very low, though. Theory is going to manage to find that limb, so it is going to be numbers advantage here for Xzile, but everybody's so very, very low. It is going to be the bomb in, but not able to get back in that mech. The bot is pushing forward a little bit here, but you have no tank to work with. And yeah, it's gonna be shot back into the mix here. That Winston has a Primal Rage ready to go as well. Drew gonna be taxied away. Oh, a nice play there, actually. He gets close enough to the wall to hit the healing nade. Oh, the aggression coming in, though, because you've got the Primal Rage. And Shop is looking for a nice pulse bomb stick. Not gonna be enough to keep Drew alive, though. And still a good chunk of HP for this Winston. Gets out alive here. There's the forward spawn picked up. Ooh. Victory is going to be able to take down Goku, but yeah, Rebels are going to have that forward spawn to work with here, so they have an opportunity to just go for the disengage. And they are going to do just that. Everybody should get that forward spawn here. Alright. It's going to be the Jetpack Cat and the Bastion ult ready to go for both sides here. It comes down to that nano. Drew should be able to get the nano online first. try and build for it, though. They have it ready to go. You can see he's looking. All right, Nano on to Steve here. Need to find the elim with this. Is going to be able to take down Snoops. Darkstar finds Goku as well. That pulse bomb, I know Goku was looking for it. Definitely wanted to find that stick onto Drew. The Ana, unfortunately, feast or famine, and the Ana is, well, famine. Forward spawn picked up by the side of Xzile. Solaire. Oh, tries to drop the D.Va in, doesn't manage to quite find it. Oh, okay, you cannot go around that corner. You know what? We learn something new every day here. It is going to be this artillery strike ready to go. Nano onto Snoops. Wants to take down Steve here. It's going to be a bit of a disengage coming through. Ooh, nice maneuver here. Theory, you know, the NASCAR driver. There's the artillery strike trying to catch up Theory and Steve. And this is just the ridiculousness of the Jetpack Cat composition. Okay, they're going to do their thing over here. We got to check in on the point. It's going to be the bomb coming online soon here for Darkstar. Goku with the pulse bomb as well. Definitely going to be looking for Drew here. Ooh, or Steve. If Steve drops in, it is going to be the stick onto Steve. Not going to be able to... Oh, finds Gleeby. So there is a trade that comes through here. There's the lead. Been picked up by Xzile. They still have the catnap. They still have the D.Va bomb as well. No ults on the side of the Rebels. Theory connects onto the Bastion. Oh, but is not going to be able to stay alive through that. And that's the tough thing about the catnap is yeah, sometimes you just pick up somebody that's going to do a bunch of damage to you. Goku has found quite a nice angle now to work with, but doesn't really have the HP to follow up on anything that Shop goes on to, and he doesn't get the Primal online. What a massive nano here from Drew, keeping Steve alive, melting down that tank. All right, little rotate here for the Ana. Now, though, it is going to be artillery strike ready to go again for Snoops. And that Primal online now. Drew just, yeah, getting run down on this. Ana doing their best. Oh, actually forces out the artillery strike here. Steve actually, I think, gets knocked out of the artillery strike by Shop's Primal Rage there. Snoops, though, is melting things from the sky, as the Bastion does. I think that's a 4K there. 3K there for Snoops. No stagger onto Darkstar this time. And this is going to be the payload back in control, or the bot back in control of the Rebels, but forward spawn, everybody from Xzile got it. They have the artillery strike. It's this nano, though, that's going to be really deadly. They're going to have to try and live through this nano onto Snoops. Darkstar on this D.Va is going to be able to help with that a good amount, but it's all about the timing. If you can get this nano hit in the mid-fight, a lot of that DM will already be used up. There's the nano in. It's all about kiting right now. Manages to wait out the form. Gleeby does get taken down. It's the Ana trade that comes through. We're all kind of expecting here. Oh, Steve has been dropped out of the sky. There is the bomb for the remake. No, Darkstar doesn't quite get the remake. Now Steve does have the artillery strike to work with. They're trying to take down Snoops. They will manage to do that. Being very hotly contested right now. Goku, a sliver of HP, has the recall forced out, and Shop is in deep right now. I think he will be able to get out alive, though. It's gonna have to be a contest coming in soon from Xzile. That payload is creeping towards that finish line. Pulse bomb in to connect. 60 seconds on the clock. It is gonna be Nano coming online here for Drew. Trying to get control of the high ground right now. If you're Xzile, get yourself set up on the bridge. There's the forward spawn taken away from the Rebels here. Right now, it's all about winning this next fight if you're Xzile. You need to be able to pick up the lead for yourself, or pick up the forward spawn for yourself. It's just so ridiculous. Artillery strike is out, though. I don't think it connected onto anything there for Snoops. Great nano from Drew. Darkstar is taking a little snooze. This is big from Xzile to be able to hold on to that artillery strike and onto the catnap as we go into the overtime here. They're still walking his bot forward a little bit. Theory goes for the catnap, doesn't connect onto the Winston though. I see the vision. Needs to stay alive though. Xzile, she is gonna find one. Gets melted down by the Bastion. Is the Primal Rage on the point here? Chomp has been hit with that anti-nade, going for the kill onto Drew. It's gonna be the tagline. Not quite there in time to keep Drew alive. Chomp is a sliver of HP, and Scuba Steve is on the flank with that artillery form, or with that Bastion form. Artillery strike out now, and that is it. Esperanza picked up by Xzile. We are going to map number 5. Fantastic look here for Xzile on the Jetpack Half Bastion. They're well practiced in this, and I mentioned at the beginning of the series here that Deadlock Rebels more often just kind of play their own thing. A fantastic look on that Lucio Kiriko. I think that they looked good on the Brig as well, but I think that if it comes into a matchup of playing that Jetpack Half Bastion, Xzile is just so practiced on it right now. I mean, Scuba Steve and Theory actually came to Xzile as a duo, so the main support and the hit scan already having a lot of existing synergy. So I think that as we come into a meta where you really need to lock in on that synergy, I think that this is a really good spot for Xzile to be in, especially with Steve and Theory at the helm of the helicopter. Looking pretty good. Okay, I gotta update that. It wasn't Runasapi. It was Esperanza all along. Alright, map number 5. It's going to be a hybrid map. It is going to be the selection of the Rebels. And they're gonna take us over to Blizzard World. Let's update that. Looks like they have the Ramatra ban coming through here. Alright, lineup is being finalized, and we'll see what ban is going to come out from the side of Xzile. As always, it won't be able to be a tank here since that Ram ban came out. Yeah, I genuinely not sure what Xzile is going to be thinking for this. Maybe ban the Tracer and try to have victory over on the Genji. I honestly think the victory looked really good on the Tracer. Rialto, yeah, they didn't run the Tracer. They opted to go for that Genji instead. So it's definitely in his wheelhouse, but yeah, Blizzard World is a pretty good one for us to head to because this is what Xzile played in a warm-up. We did get a Blizzard World in. Absolute cinema. We're tied up here. This is good. We are making up for the forfeit that we had yesterday. In spades here. Yeah, fantastic showing from both of these teams. Yeah. All right. Oh, Soldier 76 ban. Yeah, we saw it a little bit there from Snoops, and I think that yeah, pretty strong on it. So, gonna take the Soldier 76 out of the mix here. We'll update that in our little hero band text. Are we on the same side? No, we swapped sides again. All right. I'll update that. I will send us into a Blizzard World. Yeah, 5th and probably final map. Just saying, hybrid's drawable. Not that I want to draw. But it would be cinema. Cake as well. Lance has thrown Cake into the mix. Holy. Pressure's on. Okay. It is going to be the Rebels on the defense first here. And they are going to put, yeah, Chomp back over onto the Sigma. Snoops over on to the Cassidy. And then, yeah, this double flex support backline is going to be very helpful for dealing with the Jetpack at Bastion, which, I mean, the Rebels know. They know that this is going to make an appearance here. So you have Solaire on the ERE, Libby on the BAP, and then you have Snoops on that Cassidy. This is a very anti-air composition here, so we'll see what Xzile can get done. They are still going to be running that Jetpack Cat Bastion. Darkstar's going to be over on the Domina here as well. Suspect we might see him swap over on to the Diva, but we shall see. Alright, getting staged here. It is going to be a bit of a rotation here for victory. Needs to get set up on this Tracer so that you can follow up on that damage that comes through from Steve. Tracers very much respecting each other. Neither one wants to be the first blood in this fight. Steve, very low with the Yep-Rock. Doesn't connect though. That's just more anti-air here. A cannonball, if you will, from Shop. Darkstar's gonna end up falling though. Needs to find a trade now if you're Xzile. Solaire's very low, but nice healing coming through. Not only from the pylon, but from the Baptiste as well. Will end up falling there. Victory doing that cleanup duty very, very well. Darkstar's gonna match over on the Sigma here as well. Everybody from the side of Rebels just kind of bunkered up on the point right now. Drew's gonna have some company soon. Goku looking to pressure this Ana off the high ground. Victory's gonna get taken down by Glebe. Flex support reigning supreme this time around. Ooh, great sleep dart here from Drew. Going to need a little bit of backup though. Anti-nade connects on. Doesn't find the Elim though. Here's the Captive Sun. First ult out. Connects on to Theory. The cat is put down. Oh, finds the Bastion as well. There's the anti-air that you were looking for. She has a sliver of HP though, and that is going to be Solaire falling. There's no speed, and there's no Jetpack Cat here for the Rebels, so it is going to take a while here.
Hello.
Evil laps us, otherwise she wants to draw. I got time. Steve off of the Bastion here, so okay, probably gonna swap Theory off of this Jetpack Cat as well. They have the Catnap. See who the Nano goes over onto. Victory maybe? Ult's ready to go for both teams here. This Amp Matrix. Scary. Oh, the Deadeye! That is such a smart counter to the Catnap! Connected onto the Sigma here, and yeah, takes Theory out. Okay, we'll see the swap now. Maybe? Okay, gonna match. Yeah, the ERE here. Alright. Gravitic Flux ready to go for Chomp. Darkstar going to be building up to one. Pulse Bomb ready to go for Victory as well. So honestly, very light kind of on the ultimates here for both teams as we head into sub 1 minute territory. Alright, Flux in. The Rock goes wide from Darkstar. Rock connects here from Chomp. Shield is there though, keeping the tank for Xzile alive. There is the Pulse Bomb out. Victory doesn't find the Elim. Oh, the backup arrives, but it's not going to be in time. Actually, backup arriving for the side of the Rebels as well. Darkstar commits the Flux in. Ooh, ends up getting hit with that Rock. Snoops has fallen here. There's 10 seconds. Xzile need to have somebody to go for the recontest here. They are scouting out Victory. It's going to be very, very tough here. Darkstar has made the swap over onto the ball. But ultimately, I suspect it might be Victory. No, it will be Darkstar that's going to be able to get the touch here. Now it's about focusing down the targets here. Xzile need to stay locked in. The pylon's gone, so at least you don't have to worry about that source of healing. Scuba Steve has come back on the far right here. There's a lot of hit scan to be worried about, though. Slam in from Darkstar is good. That's taking down one of those hit scans. Solaire has the Sun ready to go. The cleanse has come out, but it's red in the kill feed here. The Sun might be enough here for the Rebels. No, it will be shut down there. Xzile just need to stay on the point, and at the very last second here, Xzile will cap up the first point of Blizzard World. We will be headed into the payload phase of our hybrid map. Alright. I mean, it's kind of a funky composition, and Xzile ended up... Okay, and then just swap Darkstar over on to this Diva. Steve nearly has the barrage ready to go. Might just stick with this Pharah for now. I suspect we see the swap off, though. I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to run. There's a lot of pressure. And Matrix ready to go here from Glebe. Aware that, yeah, victory. Baiting a rotation, a pinch. Oh, Steve has taken a tumble here, unfortunately. That will be the DMAC on a Darkstar, but it will not be a stagger here. Regroup coming through for Xzile, and high ground gained here for the side of the Rebels. Ooh, headshot on to Steve there from the Tracer, the anti-air Tracer. Don't see that a whole lot. Although I guess we did see it on the jetpack cat from Victory earlier. Darkstar is off of the Diva over on to the Sigma here. Be looking for an opening with this barrage, I have to assume. There it is. Finds the pylon. Ah, doesn't quite find the limb. That was the flux committed in there from Chomp as well. Libby has fallen, so Victory also into the drink. Everybody just going for a swim here on the side of Xzile, but Steve is off of the Pharah now, over on to that Sojourn. Beat ready to go. Kitsune Rush ready to go as well. That Amp Matrix sometimes used as kind of a counter out for that Kitsune Rush. Is the Deadeye in? Oh, what a Suzu from Drew! Beat in, Kitsune in. It is win time here for the side of Xzile. 30 seconds to go. They need as much progress on second point as they possibly can. Team kill comes through. It is going to be a tough walk through the streets phase here. They're going to keep 3 on the cart, get as much progress as they can. Okay, never mind. There's just 1 on the cart. They're going to get as much space as they can. Captive Sun, excellent pick here, but it's traded out, so Lair's going to take down Steve. So Drew falling as well. There's no Suzu here for this Captive Sun, looking for it. He's going to get eaten up by Darkstar here. Nearly has that Gravitic Flux ready to go. Needs to try and stay alive, but it's just the Lucio healing. Theory ends up falling. The Flux will not come online, and that is as far as the payload will get. Halfway through the streets phase here is where it will stop, so it is going to have to be a very strong defense here from Xzile. Ideally, a first point hold. And if not, get as much time off that as you can. This is a bit of an awkward spot for the payload to be stopped. You definitely can get a good amount of time burned off the clock at the early stages here, but you just saw how many fights the Deadlock Rebels were able to win in this choke point. They didn't allow this payload to push past this choke point until Xzile had to commit 3 ultimates in to get through. So Xzile right now on the defense. Need to lock in. Go for the full hold. See what they're gonna look to use. Try and make that happen. It's looking like the Jetpack Cat Bastion here might be a little easier on the defense, where you have a little bit more of that kind of architecture to work around without having to have the pressure to push forward too much. All right, I think especially into the Winston on attack, I feel like Scuba Steve will have a little bit better of a time here. Drew's gonna go over onto that Ana. I know he's wanting to go for that Kiriko, to go for that kind of survivability. It's all about the trades here. All right, Darkstar's back on the Domina as well. There's a lot of poke potentials here, so you have an opportunity to really burn some time off the clock here if you're Xzile. It's just about, well, getting the poke damage in before the rotation comes through, but it's going to be a quick little rotation over here. Solera, but that Lucio is back over onto the Iari. So the Iari Kiriko here, an interesting look. Darkstar wanted to hold that high ground, but the bubble coming in immediately there from the side of Shop, just gonna deny that. Nice push there from Darkstar. Theory falling quite low. The Jetpack Cat needs to stay alive here. Keep Scuba Steve in the air. No, Scuba Steve's gonna end up getting dropped onto the ground. Cat falling very, very low here. Theory's gonna back up. Try and live here. Ends up doing quite the split, though. Victory will find one here, but Darkstar has fallen. It is not looking good for a full hold here on Blizzard World. Victory will manage to pick up the health pack, but yeah, it is a 1v5 there. Alright, swaps coming through here for the side of Xzile. A lot of time in the bank for the Rebels. 5 minutes.
Escort the payload.
Pulse Bomb ready to go here for Goku. Gonna be the only ult on the board right now. Some longer sight lines to work with here. Might favor Xzile's more pokey kind of composition, but quite a bit of little poke damage themselves, especially with Snoops over on this M-Ray. Yeah, Theory's gonna end up falling there, kind of caught out on a bit of an angle. Goes in for the Siphon Pistol, forcing Darkstar out. Gets hit with the Pulse Bomb as well. The Suzu comes through, but it's not gonna be enough to keep the Domina alive. Alright, regroup happening here for the side of Xzile. The Panopticon is ready to go. A lot of ults coming online here for the side of the Rebels, though, and a lot of progress being gained on this part. Pulse Bomb from Victory is good. Connects onto Snoops here. Chomp going in, has that Primal. Steve, a sliver of HP, is gonna get batted around here. There's the Panopticon onto the point. The Kitsune Rush from the side of Guidi does come out, doesn't keep the Kiriko alive. There is the Captive Sun, the payload. A sliver away here. It is a 3v2 situation, and Chomp is still alive on the point. Drew with a great headshot there. We'll take out Solaire, and that will be the payload, stopping just shy of that golden box. Xzile regrouping here. Darkstar over onto the Diva. Have a Kitsune Rush of their own to work with, and that Captive Sun and the Overclock coming online. Snoops has this Override Protocol, though. Deadly ultimate. Decent amount of cover here. If Xzile can anticipate that this is going to be coming, they might be able to bat. Oh! Or you just hit the headshot! Excellent stuff here from Scuba Steve. Gonna commit the Kitsune Rush in for Drew as well. It's a deep engage here from Chomp, trying to take out that Sojourn. Not going to find it, and that'll be the Monkey going for the reset here. Another fight off the board here for Xzile. They are holding on by the skin of their teeth. Great ult economy for them. Gonna be a little bit of a workup here for the side of Rebels to get some ults online. So Solaire's gonna move over onto this Brig as well. Trying to survive through Victory on this Tracer. Putting a lot of pressure onto this backline. Ooh, Goku. 1 HP! Actual 1 HP. It is gonna be the bot, or the cart moving forward a little bit here, inch by inch. Darkstar goes in aggressive here. Needs to stay in that mech, though. The Zuzu committed in. Here's the overclock from Steve. Very, very low. Finds a shot onto Snoops, but the backup has arrived. And a GK pulse bomb from Goku. It's just deleted the backline for the side of Xzile. Oh, and I missed it. And that will be it. Map number 5 going the way of the Deadlock Rebels in an incredibly stressful fashion. Holy! Well, unfortunately, this does mean Xzile is going to drop down into that lower bracket here. Not out of the mix just yet, but it is going to be a hard fight through that lower bracket. They can't lose another match here if they want to make it to the end of the FACEIT playoffs. So I'm going to do a little refresh here and just see if anything's updated in that lower bracket. Alright, so yeah, Deadlock Rebels will move on to play the winner of Izanagi versus Malevolent Twinks. So they'll be awaiting that match, and Xzile Esports do know who they will be playing against in that lower bracket is going to be Big Steppers, which I believe Xzile has previously played against Big Steppers in the regular season. I'm gonna do a little fact check here real quick. No, they didn't. Okay. I just know the name, I suppose. All right, well, we await that match. So that match is going to be tomorrow at 9 Eastern. So same time. And I just need to check my schedule. I was not prepared, admittedly, for the matches to be so one after another. But looks like my schedule is free. So, all right, tomorrow, Xzile Esports versus Big Steppers in the lower bracket, round 2. Yeah, same time, same place. Thank you again, everybody, so much for coming out to support Xzile Esports and the FACEIT Open Division. Hope you had as much fun with this one as I did, and I hope that I get to see you again tomorrow for that lower bracket match. So, until then, have a good night.